Hello and a warm welcome to Federal, your special show, Capital Beat. Now, today we're going to talk about a very serious issue. Now, Congress has approached Election Commission alleging large-scale misuse of Form 7 applications ongoing and objections phase of the special intensive revision of electoral rolls, warning of mass disenfranchisement of eligible voters across 12 states. Now, Congress General Secretary KC Venugopal said that the party had received widespread complaints of voters being wrongfully deleted from electoral rolls through what it described as a systematic and coordinated abuse of Form 7. Now, let me show you the copy of that letter. Lavanya, if you're backstage and if you can play the copy of that letter, which was sent by Mr. KC Venugopal to the Election Commission. And as I told you, that he's described this as a systematic and coordinated abuse of Form 7. Now, Form 7 is a statutory mechanism meant only for specific and verifiable objections, such as death or duplication. Now, according to the Congress letter, the issue was first reported from Rajasthan and subsequently emerged from Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Assam, and Kerala. Now, Venugopal has also alleged that bulk pre-printed Form 7 applications, yes, I'm repeating this, bulk pre-printed Form 7 applications purportedly generated through a centralized mechanism were being used to raise mass objections against targeted categories of electors, including the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, minorities, and senior citizens above 60 years of age. Now, these forms, the party claimed, were submitted across multiple assembly constituencies through an organized network involving the booth level functionaries. Now, a common feature across the states, Congress said, was the absence of mandatory particulars in the Form 7 applications. Now, what are those mandatory particulars which were missing from Form 7 applications? Verifiable identities of objectors, valid epic numbers, and supporting documents. Now, in several instances, individuals named as objectors were traced and either identified as BJP booth level agents or denied filing any objections at all. Now, the question we are asking, that is Form 7 an electoral scam? Is it a political ploy to win elections? Why are the courts and the Election Commission quiet about it? Now, joining me this evening is a very special panel of guests. We have a renowned election data scientist, Dr. Pyarelal Garg, who is also an academician. Dr. Garg, thank you so much for joining. We have A.S. Paneerselvam, who's a political analyst, joining us from Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sir, so much for joining. And we have Chandan Ghosh, who is a Congress spokesperson from West Bengal, where also there are lots of discrepancies reported in the electoral rolls. Thank you so much, Chandan, for joining. And I'll begin with Dr. Pyarelal Garg to just understand in a fundamental way that what does this misuse of Form 7 show? Is it a political ploy? Is it a scam? How would you read this abuse of Form 7, which is happening so rampantly across the states?
If I start with Form 7 and the whole SIR itself, so Form 7 is only a ploy, but the whole SIR exercise itself, as far as timings is concerned, as far as the removals are concerned, the procedures are concerned, the People's Representation Act 1950 provisions of that act and the electors registration rules 1960 are concerned, they are all violated. Even the Honorable Supreme Court has not been able to pinpoint the issues of Section 23, Section 19 of the Act or Section Rule 8 of the electors rules. So, if the law framed by the Parliament of the country is not respected, is not implemented, and an executive authority like Ganesh Kumar or a trio can do it, it is nothing but a, I will say, havoc playing with the democratic system of the country. Now, this Form number 7 is a ploy only to delete the voters in mass deletion, as you have already pointed out. This is Form number 7. This is prescribed under the rules the Electors Registration Rule 1960. Now, in this form, the details of the objector have to be given, but they are not seeking any details. In the details of the objector, the mother, father's name, sex, part number, electoral rolls in which the objector's name is included, epoch number, part number, page, everything has to be given, but it is not being taken. The forms, as already we have heard, for West Bengal, the AEROs objected that we are getting already signed forms or filled forms from some central place. So similarly, this form number 7 is being done. And if I see the misuse of this form, this proves in more so in Tamil Nadu. Will you believe in Tamil Nadu, more than 90 lakh voters have been removed? It is very strange that in a state where there are only 6 crore and 41 lakh voters, out of them 97.38 lakh, means about 1 crore voters have been removed. 1 crore means around, you can say, the 18% of voters have been removed. So this is a very serious matter. And when I compare it to the Bihar, where we had that hue and cry, I will say, in that the number of electors were 7.73, and the draft road contained 7 point after final correction. The draft road contained 7.23, then 7.43. But here it is 97 lakh, around 1 crore, which have been removed. Even in Kerala, where there are only 2 crore and 78 lakh voters, around 24 lakh have been removed by the misuse of these forms. Now, what is happening? We have seen it in Assam. You did a program also on that. I still remember that the CM of Assam says, use Form 7 in a do that. This is itself a misuse of this form. This form lays down, one, that the objector has to give his name, epoch number, and address, full particulars. Those particulars are verifiable, and has to declare that if I have to, it is a sort of declaration, or we can say affidavit, that if something, my information is wrong, I am liable for action. But then no action has been taken till today. So many wrong forms are given. I will say thousands, lakhs rather, millions. So if this is happening, in Tamil Nadu, it must be in millions. If 9.7 million voters have been
No,
removed,
but Congress has alleged, Dr. Garg, it's not only Tamil Nadu. Mr. KC Venugopal, who's the Congress General Secretary, is alleged that he has been getting rampant complaints from several states, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and also all the states where the SIR is happening. So now,
yes,
is this becoming a pattern? Is this a political ploy now to win elections or to delete votes, the names of the voters? How would you look at this?
I have already told and again reasserted that it is a ploy to disenfranchise the Indian populace and disenfranchise the opponents of NDA,
Okay.
disenfranchise the poor, the marginalized, the women, the SC, STs, the rural areas. So this is an exercise to snatch our right, which we got through our constitution,
Right.
the voting right. This is one. Two, it is a ploy to induce, to induct fake voters, to make this exercise a mockery, so that the ruling clique wins with those fake votes. And we have already done analysis, and everywhere in Bihar,
All
everywhere,
right.
we
So let
find
me,
the induction
right.
clause.
Okay. So, Dr. Garg, let me interrupt you here. You are saying it
Yes.
is an exercise to induce the fake voters and delete the names of the states with us. One is West Bengal and the other one is Tamil Nadu. Let me go to West Bengal first because a lot of exercise over there was done, a lot of complaints there. Chandan, what would you really say to the misuse of Form 7 in West Bengal? Has Mamta Banerjee been able to battle out this problem?
Yeah, when we are discussing about this, that's being realized, as I told in the earlier shows of yours too. The matter of fact is that election commission has been doing the malpreparation job since a long time, and that had been even before the start of SIR, the basic perceive that we had, and particularly we had complained to the election commission of that time after the Maharashtra election, you might remember, and then after Haryana election, and we had documented all the files before them, but finally no resolutions came. Nevertheless, we were not called even to meet for once, even to discuss about those serious issues. Even I talk about this before the start of SIR. So the kind of seat that was sued during the time when the Bihar election had been announced, and then ultimately Bihar SIR basically had been announced, and then after the election took place, we had several issues, and that's been proved later on, where the election commission has not been prepared with their own methods, own strategies, and finally to satisfy the voters. We are not talking about the political parties or the activists. We are not satisfied does not mean the election commission doesn't do their work. But if the people in the basic, where they are suffered and they feel that they are harassed and they feel that their identities are being challenged, then it is very serious issue despite of the political views or political calls. So naturally Form 7 that you are talking about had been quite a prime role of doing malafide job in the election process and electoral process rather with the electorates. Interesting fact is that we always think that an election which has been taken for the rights of the people to be preserved for the people, of the people, by the people, that's the basic rule. But what happened here? Here, the electorates are completely under psychological fear, I mean, what you call fear psychosis. Because of, see the Form 7 as you have example. I'm not talking about others. There had been so many departures by the instruction of Supreme Court. There had been so many departures by the pressure of the political parties. Now we are talking about the serious issue where it comes Form 7. As Venugopalji stated, they are not giving the figures anymore. It's been around the country. In West Bengal, the deletion was made 1.67 crores. Certainly after challenge, it came down to 1 crore, 1.37, 67 to 37. Then after it came down to 98 lakhs and still going on. And there had been so many harassments, and I tell you that the number of suicidal issues have been recorded in Bengal, more than 100 during this time. Pathetic. And I tell you that in the name of democracy, in the name of keeping the democracy at its high, is it there the threat points would be just the people of the country?
No, but what I want to understand is Chandan, you are saying that the abuse of Form 7 still continues, despite the matter being challenged in the court. The numbers may have come down, but the misuse still exists. Now, is there no way out how the political parties can really tackle this problem? If you know that it is the BJP booth level agents, if you're just hear me out. You are saying that it's the BJP booth level agents who are involved in this. That is what KC Venugopal has also alleged. Is there no way out the parties can tackle out this problem? Yes, Chandan.
I just want to share you another thing. That in Bengal, that is not the scenario. In the other states where the BJP rules, that is different, and the population can go to. But in Bengal, they are seriously challenged, and that's what my example is. Was that 1.67 truly came down to 1.37. Then after 30 lakhs at one go, and then after 98 lakhs, and now being challenged again. So I don't know what's going to be, because the Supreme Court is going to, here again, it's going to be Mamata Banerjee meeting with Ganesh Kumarji. But the question is not there. The question is the ground reality. Ground reality is too devastating. And I tell you that it is where the people who understand that the entire machinery is working, the governmental machinery is working against them. It is not BJP that you can really accuse. BJP is in satta, in his power. But what is happening here? You must indirectly blame that party that works. It is just the winnability that is only required. That is only required by manipulation and institution to be basically put into chaos. and lost their I mean lost its identity. And it's not happened only in on one institution. There have been several institutions that lost the basic, sincere, I know what I mean to say, the autonomy that were given. I mean, those were given by the constitution, and they are walking just opposite lane to that, which is too pity, too sorrowful. And I tell you, that is what the West Bengal is pioneering, to challenge this, this kind of malafide acts, Nilu.
All right, now let me take the case of Tamil Nadu. I'll come to you, Mr. Paneerselvan. Uh, uh, Tamil Nadu also has reported widespread misuse of Form 7. What is actually happening in your state? Is and how is this entire system functioning in like Mr. KC Venugopal has alleged in his letter? So, do you think that the same thing is happening in Tamil Nadu as well?
Yes. Tamil Nadu's thing is political parties are slightly more vigilant. Therefore, they are
Okay.
questioning these numbers. Therefore, I don't know what is going to be the draft figure, because political parties have actually pointed out that these complaints were manufactured. I don't know how they are going to respond to the response from the political parties. Both DMK and ADMK at some level identified that there is a problem in the draft released by the EC. Two questions which the ruling party of the state is raising is that why is the National Registrar of Birth and Death is not being considered for removing the names who are dead?
Right.
After
That's an
all,
important
national
point.
registry. After all, national registry is it's at the disposal of the union government, and there is certain amount of uh, embeddedness to it, because national registry of death also means that you do not pay a pension to a person who is no longer alive. You are not going to pay other concessions to a person who is no longer alive, and hence the national registry of birth and death is so important. And why that is not being used even in the first place? That's the first question. And second question is, asking a person who has no stake to complain itself is a witch hunting. You should have
Yes.
asked some institutions to point out, okay, you are this district
Is
level
this being
hospital.
made into a big issue, Mr. Paneerselvan? Because you pointed out a significant highlight, where you're saying that the registrar of births and deaths is not being considered. Are the political parties over there, the regional parties, are they making this into a big issue?
Yes. In fact, that's the reason there are so many litigations.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think that it's not just the dereliction of duty of the election commission, but
Right.
judiciary is yet to capture the magnitude of this issue. Because we are talking about voting right. That is the fundamentally, that's the one which makes you and I an Indian. That's the one gives us the right to be a citizen, to select somebody of our choice to rule us.
No,
If
but
that is
Mr.
going to be
Paneerselvan, the moment you raise this issue, what you hear
yeah.
from the BJP spokespersons or the BJP leaders, or for that matter, even Home Minister Amit Shah, is that we are trying to weed out the infiltrators. We are trying to weed out the names which don't deserve to be there on the voters list.
1 second, 1 second. I would like to recollect what happened in 1992 when T.N. Session was the chief election commissioner. T.N. Session
Yes.
said that I will not entertain anybody from the government because I am not the government. I am part of the Indian state and I am one step removed from government. Government can pay their commission, government can do all those things, but this is an independent body. The fact that people who are part of the executive are defending a autonomous institution itself says out so many things. All it means, I don't think government can ever defend autonomous institutions like election commission or Supreme Court. But saying that we are doing your job is extremely wrong. Where is remit and where is overreach? We have been told to understand for every Indian institution there is a remit and there is something which is called overreach. But now, today, what we are witnessing is that an executive overreach where there is no remit, where there is no perimeter. We don't know where one's power ends. Your power can't exceed everything. What is this idea of checks and balances? We are
Right.
told that what keeps us going as a democracy is that we have robust checks and balances. But these robust checks and balances are really challenged when the Home Minister says that we are weeding out.
Right.
Is the job of
Absolutely.
weeding out is that of the Election Commission or that of the Home Ministry? And if it is that of the Home Ministry, remove the citizenship in a different format. Don't play around with this institution.
Right.
The
No,
key
there's significant
question
point.
is who is responsible and who complains that this is a bogus voter. Bogus voter, I need some accountability, isn't it? I can call Nadu bogus voter. I can call Dr. Pyarelal bogus voter. I can call Chandan bogus voter. What is my responsibility? I have to at least say, I'm A.S. Paneerselvan, citizen of Madras. I have discovered these three as bogus voters. The complainant is not answerable. Complainant is not visible, and there is no way to identify on what basis the complainant filed. And after all, India has a robust birth and death documentation. Every state has a death so that you are not going to get your death certificate. Your death certificate, legal heirs can't even inherit the properties. Therefore, death
Yeah.
is not so mystified aspect to identify. It's there in every record. All it needs is to understand modern India is an interlocking public where one institutional base will support the other institutional to implement.
Absolutely.
But
No, and you
not
rightly
one of
pointed
the
out.
institutions. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
please.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Paneerselvam.
No, my question is this. If we have so many institutions, why no institution has been included and why some random complainant's viewpoint will be given so much of importance? Because
Right.
that random complainant need not have to be from an area. It's from a political party. And I also see something which is strange. I'm not able to explain why, but in all the places, the voters numbers which have been put in the draft according to the draft list which are deleted is also the difference between the winning coalition and the opposition coalition, at least in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu in 2024, when the DMK-led alliance won all the 40 seats and BJP-led alliance got zero, the difference was the exactly around less than just a crore, less
Right.
than a crore. But therefore, what I also see is that some strange correlation. I'm not able to lay my finger who is orchestrating it, how it's been done at the ground level. That I don't understand.
Right.
But from a distance, as a journalist, when I start looking at the macro numbers, there is some magical correlation. Why should every state, the difference between the winning and the losing should be the target of your election?
Right. All
After all,
right. So
in
you
Tamil
raised,
Nadu,
yes, you've raised a
in
number of points.
2024, yeah,
Yes, yes.
I,
Go
my
ahead. Go
point,
ahead.
yeah,
Make your point
in
briefly, and then I'll
20,
go to the final comments.
yeah, yeah, 2024, we had parliament election. And just before the parliament election, there was a revision of electoral rolls. There were electoral rolls which were fit for 2024. How come it suddenly become unfit numbers? After all,
Right.
you have linked so many things to your
Right.
electoral rolls. Therefore,
Right.
that's a
Right. So I want to talk,
disturbing
right.
question.
Yeah, indeed, and you've raised a number of points here about the remit, about the perimeter, about the jurisdiction, how rampantly it's done. Now, Dr. Garg, very briefly, and then I'll take the final comments from Chandan. How do you stop a problem like this when the election commission is just not waking up to any sort of complaints? The courts are not saying anything. What is the way out? Will this rampant misuse of Form 7 continue like this in every state?
Nilu, to my mind, when there is a blurring of the lines between the various organs of the state and the executive mix up with the political party or with the, I would say, the legislature, then there is no solution except the people come out. Because the executive is to execute everything. Legislature is only to make the laws. But the executive has become a party to it. The executive, the chief executive of the state, of the country, who is supposed to regulate the whole of the election process, the Chief Election Commission of India, he is behaving like a party man. He is talking like a party man, BJP man. I have no hesitation in saying. So all lines have been blurred, which we drew while we were framing our constitution. Number
No,
one.
but then the
Number
respite
two,
is the court. People hope
I,
that
I'm,
there will be
I'm,
some
I'm,
respite from the court.
I'm coming to that. Second, the line has been blurred that the act has been violated. In the People's Representation Act, it is section 19 mandates it that the election commission can seek the birth and death registers and the admission registers from any authority. They will have to give. This is second. Third, the election commission has backed out from its own, I will say, declaration on 23rd of June 25. Ganesh Kumar said that we will now take online birth and death registers so that the people don't suffer. We update our. So he has backed out. Now the solution when the court is not giving you any respite, despite so many writs, such a long battle in the court, such huge legal luminaries talking about it, and such a huge talk, fluffy talk by the CGI, present CGI and the judge at that time, a part of the bench at that time. Uh, the only alternative then left is that the people start talking about their rights. The people come to the streets. Okay, this is our right. It is not a voting right of a political party which is being snatched. The voting right of an Indian citizen is being snatched. So if my voting right is snatched, I have to speak out. I have to weep. I have to fight out. I have to come out. Okay? No, you cannot do it. So people have to come out as you are doing in media. We people are writing articles, telling the people, holding conferences even. Prachaji is doing so much work, so many other things. But the political parties are only doing lip service to my mind. They are not fighting out this big menace. They are only seeing it to the winning or losing of the election. I'm not seeing it. It is
Right.
I would say, a hammer blow. It is a big blow on our democratic rights, the existence of this country. So
All
we
right.
have to figure it out.
Right. So it's just not about winning or losing elections. What Dr. Garg is saying, Chandan, that the political parties are tackling with this issue from the point of view of winning or losing elections. But it's about a larger issue of disenfranchisement of voters. What do you think that the political parties should be doing? We are seeing the rampant misuse of Form 7. Do you think that there should be a public movement on this? Do you think that the political parties should come out on the streets when the election commission is quiet and even the courts are not saying much? Very briefly. Unmute yourself.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes. One thing I can tell you here, that is definitely a certain problem which is being happening and gaining ground. That this election commission is completely biased, and that initially could not have been understood by the people, but now people who understand and who have been victimized through these particular actions of the election commission. It is very, very sure that it's a people's court that decides that election
Chandan, just
commission is
allow
not.
me Chandan, by just saying that the election commission is biased doesn't take away the problem which is existing and continuing. Just by saying that election
I tell
commission
you
is enough.
one Nilu, one thing I can tell you here, that we have given several states, other political parties trying to do something which is not neutral. If that is a serious question, that election commission should clear the air, and they should have really called the all party meetings, which still demand. Let's see the pros and cons. Why election commission is allowing the other parties are going to voice their
but
opinions against them? Why the institutions basic?
Chandan, very briefly, I'm running short of time. We have another show in Hindi on the federal. You are complaining to the election commission. It's like telling the robber that, look, why are you thieving around? Why are you robbing? It's like if you are alleging that election commission is biased, election commission is involved into it, or the political parties are involved into it, then why are you writing letters? Mr. KC Venugopal, a letter to the election commission. Now, is that really going to solve a problem? Or is it just for optics that, look, we are also blaming the election commission, but we are unable to solve the problem?
I tell you, this is not an optic. This had been the resolution. And there had been a lot of chances given to election commission to hear us. And then, without fearing, rather, Rahul Gandhi had to go for a public demonstration, PowerPoint projection. And he had complained about things, and it was completely, to the public. And finally, one thing I tell you, that if election commission says, why doesn't he go to the court? Why not election commission is going to the court? It's far more accountable to the general mass of the people, because the basic idea of the character of the election commission that was formed is lost, almost lost. And that is why we are writing this. We are making the sensations. We are alerting the people. We are trying to save the democracy from the clutches of this kind of election commission. And that's quite simple. And that is why we are trying to go to the people's court. So writing letters to them.
Right. Well, I think much more awareness is required, because people are still grappling to understand as to what Form 7 is doing. But as you can clearly see, repeated letters have gone to the election commission, informing them that, look, this is what is happening at the behest of the booth level agents. There are people whom BJP is employing on the ground just for this particular activity. And as what Mr. Paneerselvam pointed out, in Tamil Nadu, the registrar of births and deaths, that also has been completely overlooked. That department is supposed to be doing a lot of things, but their work also has been sidestepped, or rather just put aside. So who is really going to solve this problem is the big question. Can the court step in? Will the election commission do it? I don't know. Or does it require a public movement on this? But definitely more awareness needs to be shown. Thank you so much. I'll have to end it here. Mr. Paneerselvam, Dr. Pyarelal Garg, Chandan Ghosh, thank you so much for joining. Thank you.
Thank you.